You are leading a PR government. Nothing now go on for the people them. Andrew and the JLP time is up. So Concerned Don's having fun in the chat with his friends. And you know, a person like Concerned Don so clearly has a different view on the party best capable of running the country from a lot of the people in this chat. But I can't recall ever seeing him speak to people in a disrespectful way or using expletives or anything like that. You know, in making point about him PNP and him love for PNP and his the fact that Andrew Holness and the JLP don't impress him, and he keeps it moving. So why some of you can't follow that approach if you have an alternative view to many of those in the chat? Yeah. So as somebody like him now, I mean, I don't. Yeah, he's fine. Yeah. Somebody say his name said it all, George. Yeah. Not a for Uno and him, you know, fight over. Jonathan is online. Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning, Mr. Edith.
Morning, sir.
You remember the other day when I called you and I was speaking with you and I was saying that I'm the police for the smart to get rid of Warmington off the campaign trail. Do you remember?
Yes, I do.
Do you remember, Mr. Davis?
Yes, man.
I'm telling you, man, that man is a total disgrace, man. I don't know how Jamaican can ever vote for Warmington. But it's only the smart man, you know. I know he's going to push them out sooner or later.
Hold on, Jonathan. Reason with me now. You said you don't know how people could vote for Warmington?
Yeah, some people vote for men like Warmington.
Oh, well, I can tell you.
Hold on, and I know Mr. Holness is going to push him out.
Yeah, but I can tell you, Jonathan. He is cycle after cycle. If you canvass supporters, well, not even supporters, constituents, better term, of MPs, I'm suggesting to you that Warmington would be in the top 10% of performers across constituencies because people, yeah, man. So hold on, I'm going to tell you. I'll tell you just quickly. The people in Southwest St. Catherine, you have people who don't like him, you know. But them tell you, say, well, he will always get my vote because he does what an MP is supposed to do. They say he's a rambunctious fellow. He have a short fuse. He don't know how to talk to people, but he works, and I don't mind. I'd rather have that than MP where, you know, who is a par with Jesus, who not doing anything. You understand?
That's what I'm saying now. Yeah, it's kind of so.
Yeah, which is why, Jonathan, which is why perhaps he takes liberties. Because he has a whole constituency backing him, you understand?
Yeah, but he needs to make a major adjustment in his life. He needs to change his ways, man. Remember, he's a public servant, man, and he needs to do better than that, okay?
Yes, I agree with you 100%. I agree with you 100%. I remember, Jonathan, when I was in my, it was during COVID time, and I was leading the Press Association of Jamaica. And he dealt with a young reporter. You hear me? Hello? No, we have to drop the call then since he's not hearing us. I'll just say it. I remember when I was in my second stint as PAJ president, and he dealt with a young reporter, a female reporter, very harshly, very hard. And I was raging, I remember. And I called him, and we had it out on the phone. And I'm saying, but come on, man, you could not. You couldn't treat a young reporter like that. Even an old reporter. But you couldn't treat a young reporter like that. Yeah, someone making their way who just asked you the question innocently. She didn't insult you. Yeah, and I demanded, I said, but you have to apologize. You have to. Yeah, so he has he has a long rap sheet, you know. Warmy. Yeah? And that shouldn't excuse anything. But I see Shane Mark in the chat saying rubbish, George. I don't know if Shane Mark lives or lived in Southwest St. Catherine. I did. In fact, that's where my vote still is. And since I voted for the first time in when? I was eligible to vote for the first time in 2002. And I've only missed, I missed one local government election, but I voted every general election and but one local government election since then. So I would know a thing or three about what happens in the constituency, you don't think so? And I'm telling you that if you go around the country, even though people are in different constituencies, but based on what and a constituent who's not a Labour writer or PMP, somebody who just, if you were to canvass those people, you would find that he's one of the highest rated members of parliament across the country. That's what people say. Because he's a performer. That doesn't excuse his behavior, you know. I don't condone it. And unlike some of you who criticize him but have never had would shy away from confronting him directly, I'm telling you, I've had a run-in with him already, maybe twice, defending members of the Fourth Estate who I felt he handled badly. So it is no secret. And at a certain age, you need to mellow. At a certain age, you need to mellow. And Warmington seems to be resisting mellowment. Or mellowing, if you want to call it that. Yeah? So we just need to demand better. And you saw the Prime Minister's statement yesterday. I think I should read the full statement when I come back from this break.
My hands were steady.
The message that Holness sent to JLP candidates in waiting yesterday. You know me, I've long complained. I hate when the people call the people candidates before, because it's wrong. Nobody's not candidate now. Name anybody at all, and that person does not have to be the name on the ballot come election day, because nomination day don't come yet. So you can't tell me that somebody is a candidate. You're a candidate after nomination day, not before. So if we just do things, this is how we erode standards, you know. Yeah, because the people who want to sound lofty, I am a candidate. No, you're not. There's nobody who's a candidate now. Anyway, we intercepted a message that he sent to candidates in waiting in the Labour Party yesterday. And the message is titled Standards of the Jamaica Labour Party. And it says, the government that you've helped to form has accomplished significant achievements during our terms in office. Holness writes that problems once thought intractable have seen profound transformation. The national debt cut in half, the poverty rate cut in half, the murder rate cut in half, no net new taxes in 10 budget cycles, the largest highway and road infrastructure developments, and the largest, most comprehensive reclassification of public sector wage compensation in Jamaica's history, among many other transformational achievements documented in our achievements prospectus. He continues, Holness. Our work speaks for itself. However, this is not enough. Even as we have accomplished much, there is still much more to be done to continue the journey from poverty to shared prosperity. We must therefore also speak about our vision, mission, and plans for the future as captured in our soon-to-be published manifesto. Our platform, he says, is one of achievement and a strong vision. Let me fast forward to the relevant section because my guest don't want to keep her waiting. He says, candidates and others representing the JLP platform have a duty to the people, the law and mores of our nation, to conduct themselves with regard for the highest standards. We, he says, are not in a race with the opponent to the gutter. We are forming a pact with the Jamaican people to lift everyone to the highest levels of achievement and fulfillment. Conduct and statements which suggest or promote discrimination, violence, racism, misogyny, bigotry, objectification, or any form of vulgarity must not be a part of our platform. Such conduct, Holness says, is not who we are or aspire to be as a people and a political organization. And this statement comes in the wake of what Warmington did when he dropped F-bomb after F-bomb in central Westmoreland. It's not a laughing matter, but there you go. Yeah? And it's a warning to the people carrying that flag to say, behave yourself. And I think it was timely, and I think it is necessary that the party leader, the Prime Minister, should speak to those who posture to represent the party at the next election, what they should represent. Anyway, enough of that. I've given you fodder. True well. Here I go now, talking to M. George A. Gibson Henlin, CD, KC, Managing Director of PLMC. Good morning.
Good morning, George. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?